Hello, this is my video assignment for the Week 3 Bootstrap coding project for Promineo Tech. For this week's assignment, we were tasked with creating a website using HTML and Bootstrap. The website had to have the following things. It had to have at least 2 pages, it had to have a navbar, a table, and a form, and we had to make sure to use the grid system to format our elements. And also, if the elements needed to stack when the window got small, they should stack. So this is my website. This is the home page for the website. If you click the large link, it takes you to the home page, and if you click the home link, it takes you to the home page as well. So for the navbar, I just used a simple navbar with 3 links, and I changed its color to have like the secondary subtle color. And I also made sure to collapse it once the screen got small, so if we inspect it, it gets smaller, and you can see the 2 links to the other page disappeared, and we can use the hamburger style menu to get the access to the other links again. After the nav bar comes the table, so we can move from the header section and the nav section down to the main area. There's only one thing here, so I used a simple layout. It was just a container with a row with a margin to get some space from the nav bar, and inside it was a column that houses the table. For the table, I used just a standard table layout, and I changed the colors so that it's an alternating thing, so you can keep track of it more. And we can move to the second page. So for the second page, that's where I put the form. It looks a little odd, but I wanted to practice with the text alignment. I wanted to make sure I got that ingrained. So the header is still the same as the previous page. So when we inspect, it's still the same hamburger menu and everything. So it's still collapsible. And if we go down to the main section, here again we have a container, we have a row, and then we have the column. And in the column I put text center so that everything would be centered. So that's why the labels for each of the form inputs are centered, and that's why the additional text is also centered. So I put a basic account registration form. So it has a first name, a last name, and a middle name. And it also includes a password field, so if you type that out, it's hidden. And I made sure to apply the styles for the button so that it's not the default browser button. And I also changed the styles for the submission button so that it's also not the default browser button, and it defaults to the Bootstrap one. I also gave each one of these inputs some margin top, so also it could be spaced away from the nav bar, but also spaced away from each other as inputs. And yeah, that's just about everything. So I have the 2 forms, I have the table, and I have the nav bar. The grid is very simple, but I used the layout that they recommend, which is row as a container class for the columns, and the container class as a container for the other 2 for the actual table. For the actual grid. And yeah, everything should stack, and if we inspect it, it does resize to be pretty small if it needs to be. So if I go home again, it also responsive as Bootstrap should be.